All right, I'm gonna show a quick little trick for taking a controlled swing back to the trunk of the tree. From out here, my rope angle is so-so. So if I were to just swing in to the trunk, it would be kind of violent and it might be jarring and shocking on my body. So this is a really simple trick, and there's different variations of it, but I like doing it the simplest way possible. And that is by just taking a bite and going around a suitable branch that can support my weight, and then holding on to that bite and committing to the swing. And then just using hand over hand to make my rope angle a little bit better before I let go and face the tree and commit to the swing. Now, as I said, there's a couple of variations to it. So I'm gonna show another variation that makes it a little bit more secure for people who don't trust themselves holding on to the rope. My rope is getting all over the place. That's another thing you wanna make sure you got good rope management. All right. Now, if I am a little bit timid and I don't want to trust myself to hold on to my own bite of rope, then I can take my lanyard and attach it to my bridge. Take the other side of my lanyard, and I'm still going to take my rope and go around the tree limb. And then I'm going to just make a munter hitch, which is similar to a clove hitch. That would be a clove hitch, but instead of stacking them, I'm just gonna fold them like a book. And I'm gonna clip both of those loops into the other side of my lanyard. And what that's gonna do, I can tighten it up, get it close to that branch, and then I can swing into it there, and notice it is holding me. I can then pull on my lanyard adjuster, get it a little closer to myself, and I can feed rope in at a more controlled pace, like this. So I'm just using a munter to control that. That way if I go hands free, if I drop the bite of rope, I don't just lose control and swing. Now, I should say something else as I clear this out. So like, again, once I'm ready to clear it out, I just pull it off like so. I'm actually gonna come in here. There we go. I should say something else here. When you're pulling this bite of rope back to you, you gotta be careful that this bite of rope doesn't hook onto something like a branch stub that's gonna be out of range, because when you start to pull it, if it gets caught, you could be in a world of trouble. If you're worried about something like that, you can pull the entire length of your rope out from around first. And it's a little bit cumbersome if you have a long rope, but now that I've pulled it all the way out, I don't have a loop anymore that might accidentally get stuck. So now I pull it all the way around again, and I didn't have the risk of a bite of my rope getting stuck on a stub. All right, so that's another thing I mentioned there. But as you can tell, that's a lot slower. It takes more time to set up. And I'm all about speed, efficiency. I mean, you know, safety is important, of course, but I feel comfortable enough just doing this and hooking on and holding on to it with my hand that I can do that, and I feel plenty safe with that. Now, another thing I need to mention, which I already said, is you got to select a branch that is adequate in girth. So if I was worried about this one snapping, then I wouldn't want to hook onto it out here. I'd want to definitely be down here where it puts less leverage on it. But if I'm still worried about it, I could just go into this crotch that I'm seated in, or if I didn't have that option, I could go around the main trunk itself. So I'm still around the branch, but I'm now going around the meatier part of the main leader rather than the subordinate leader. And that's just it's a lot more sturdy, as you can see. Okay? Once again, there's more friction in this case because I've got it around that part of the limb as well, but I get myself to a better swing angle, I face my tree, and I let go. And I retrieve my rope. Hope that was helpful. It's a very simple technique, but it can make those long returns from a really dangerous rope angle a little bit safer.